Hi, everybody. It's Joy Packard. How are you doing tonight? I just got off a group Facebook Live with my keto group. And so, of course, like I tell you, and I'm set up like this, and I have a thought in my head, I thought I would get on and share with you and say a quick hello and see how you guys are doing tonight. It is Tuesday. It's already February the what? Today's already February the 4th. I cannot believe it. This year is already the second month. And so I am super excited to, be here. And, I've been doing a lot of thinking over the last few months. I'm not sure about you. Of course, we have our 2020 goals. We're all trying to do all of these different things. And I am actually in this course with Jesse Isler. And one of the things that he talks about and doing is what is one thing that you're going to want to do this year? One hard thing. And I've been thinking about it, and it has to really push you. And so as I'm talking about it, I want you to think about what is your one thing that you want to accomplish in 2020. There's so many things that you can do. Maybe you're thinking about doing your Iron Man, or it can be a book that you want to write. Maybe it's music, maybe it's art, maybe it's to climb Mount Everest. I don't know. So, really think hard about, some of the things that you want to be doing. And I am super excited about this year. It seems like, there's just so many things that are falling into place. And, I know where I need to be. I know what I need to be doing. And like I say, some of the things that, I am excited about are it's thinking about some of those things that I want to do. And, it brings me back every time, and I know I talk about it so much, but, my marathon that I did, and actually this was about 6 or 7 years ago already. And every time I think about that, I think, I remember when I was running and beginning to run, it was like really hard to even do a mile. And then, it's like taking those steps. And so as I'm taking this course and it's challenging me and it's talking about, how you just need to go and do one more, try again, try one more. So it makes me think about that with running. It's like I ran a mile and now I need to run 2 miles and now I need to run three, and so forth and so forth. And so that's how it is, like in our lives and in our daily goals and our daily things that we're trying to do, is if we just do a little bit more, one more time, get up when it's hard. And I think that, you know, I think I'm going to go for my violin song. I did not finish it a year or two ago. It's playing Devil Went Down to Georgia on the violin. I did go as far as to buying the violin, and now I'm going to declare it. I think that that's going to be one of my hard things, if not my hard things to tackle. So I don't know. I thought about, starting my book and finishing it and everything like that. And so I'm just trying to decide, what is my hard task. And so there's one hard task, but then you also have your smaller ones. What are your smaller goals that you want to accomplish? There's so many things that you want to do in that as well. The day I just had an event this past weekend or past week here in San Antonio called Inspire 2020. And we talked a lot about, and I, talked about in my presentation, a lot about chunking. And I've talked about this in my podcast, where you have a task and then when it seems daunting and when it seems super hard and you're breaking it down into the little, you think about one big task and then you're breaking those down into little tasks and then so forth and so forth, when it all leads back up to the first task. I try and, teach that, and I try and implement that in my own life, with my kids. Like, there's a lot of things in our life that are overwhelming, and to get through that, basically what you need to do is to chunk it down, and you need to take it small steps at a time. So not only am I thinking, and hope you are thinking about your one hard thing, but you also can be thinking about your smaller ones. Maybe there's 2 or 3 things that you want to do. We're introducing new habits. I'm getting back to meditating. I had a good friend, mention it to me again. I used to meditate like all the time, and then it got away from me because I got too busy. And I know how important it is. It's interesting when we know how important there's many things that are important to us, and we just don't do them. And you have to ask yourself why. We know this is important, and why aren't we doing it? And so getting back to that. And so you need to also think about that. What are some things for you, in your life that you are wanting to accomplish, those smaller things. So anyway, getting closer and closer to finishing up my retreat page. And, we have several people who are interested, and I'll be putting that up soon. I'm so excited about that. And I actually have a goal. I think I mentioned it last week about getting back to the Joy Reveals podcast. So I'm excited about that, sharing thoughts with that. So feel free to, subscribe. I'll put the link in the comments later after I'm done. Have an amazing night. It's an amazing Tuesday night. It was such a pretty day here in San Antonio today. It was like 80 degrees, and now tomorrow it's going to be like 40 something for the high. Super crazy. So, all right, you take care. Have an amazing night. I'll talk to you soon.